Volk, would you like to go next?
It's tough to go up to the, it's tough to stand at the podium. I apologize for that.
It's not tough to stand at the podium. It's just very difficult to follow her. She's so articulate.
She was quite a good speaker.
She's got too much motivations. Well, my name is Pat Volk, and I live in Broadview Heights, and I am a retired science educator. And you name the topic of science, or the area of science, I probably taught it to. Okay, so yeah, I have probably better than average knowledge or understanding, or capable of understanding some of the things going on. And I have been retired for 10 years now, and kind of dumb about really politics, and I didn't realize that this was happening until they put a well across the street from me. In the spring of 2008, I came home from vacation, and the neighbors all come running up to me, and they said, "Hey, they're going to put a well in over there. What do you know about it?" And I said, "I don't really know." When I asked the city denied any knowledge of it, and I strongly suspect that they weren't really on the up and up about it because they were negotiating for a nice deal there. I interviewed residents that had been solicited by the gas companies, and it was very interesting to find out some of the reasons that they were given for why they should sign. Oh, it's going to help out with your retirement income. It's going to supplement the money you need for a sick relative. It's going to supplement a college fund that you need. Oh, you've got a member of the household that's unemployed. You need that money. You're having trouble meeting mortgage payments. You're going to need that money. Everybody else in the neighborhood is signed. You're the last one. I found out that really was not true at all. And this is the really one that really kicks me. It's your patriotic duty. It will create many jobs and boost the economy. Until I looked into it and found out that, in fact, many of the employees are from out of the state. In fact, some of them are from out of the country. And that significant amounts of the oil and gas that are taken out of our state are shipped out of our country or to other states who, as Tish indicated, have banned fracking. I don't have anything against people having jobs, okay? But not on the backs of somebody else's well-being. Well, I've interviewed many other people since then, particularly picking up signatures for the petition that Tish talked about. And these are common, reoccurring answers that people got from when they were being solicited to sign for wells. I asked if the residents had negotiated terms or used the services of a lawyer when they were working out this agreement, like where will the well be located? What is the length of the contract? Can the drilling company come back and drill again if the technology changes and they can go deeper? Do they have the right to extract other minerals? And of course, these people were like, well, duh, I don't know. And when I questioned City Council, they played the dumb card. And it turns out that they had negotiated to add their 13 acres in the neighborhood to the area to give a total acreage of 20 acres, okay? And the city gets some money from the deal. But unfortunately, since the well is 300 feet from me, I get the risks. This parcel was included with 4 other drills that were going to be put on the same ordinance, 5 drilling sites put on one ordinance. And on that ordinance, 3 of the wells, the city owned more, way more than 20%, and they kept whining that they were going to be mandatory pooled. Now, if you don't know what mandatory pooling is, that is eminent domain for gain, okay? For 3 of the 5 wells, the city acreage obviously was significant. They wouldn't have been mandatory pooled, wouldn't have happened. But they insisted that they had to sign. And in fact, we asked them repeatedly to separate these wells in separate ordinances and take them one at a time, but no, they packaged them together. So we didn't win on this issue. The various neighborhoods involved in 5 different well sites sent petitions to City Hall. We held neighborhood meetings. Some of the neighborhoods did not even realize that a well was going to be put in their area. But the city passed the ordinance and 5 wells were put through. Now this well, as I said, is 300 feet from my front door. I had no say in it. Most of the residents who are part of this 20-acre parcel are like more than 1,000 feet away. They're not anywhere near this. They didn't have to put up with their own crap I did when this well was being drilled. The trucks didn't even go down their streets, okay? So this is typical of what I see happening with a lot of wells. At the time of the drilling, the distance from homes was 100 feet, but now that distance has been changed to 150 feet. However, my friend got the pump jack put 87 feet from her home. She and her family got sick one evening while the drilling activities were going on. She eventually moved to another state, but she cannot sell this beautiful, beautiful home. But make no mistake, I have observed far too many wells where the pump jack is put up against a resident's property who did not sign for that well at all. But the people that did sign it are like, you know, half a mile away. They're not getting the dirt and the fumes and the light and the noise and anything else that goes with it. I discovered that the drilling industry has special privileges that no other industry in our state is accorded. They are exempt from the Clean Air and Clean Water Acts. They can mandatory pool your mineral rights if they want to. They are not restricted by municipal quiet hours. They can drill 24/7. They do not have to follow any municipal laws for noise, lights at night, odors, dust, traffic that exceeds the road weight limits, or city restrictions on hauling hazardous chemicals through the community. Drilling can be vertical, that takes a few days, excuse me, or it can be directional, which takes a few weeks, or it can be horizontal, and I'm not sure about this, but I believe that takes a few weeks also. And if the source is the Marcellus, that is about 4,000 feet down, they're likely to go vertical or directional. If the source is the Utica, they're going to have to, that's double the depth, and I don't know if that's under your area or not. And that's going to take more acreage, bigger equipment, longer drilling time. It turns out that this site was out of the Marcellus. It's a directional well. And the noise and the dust and the lights and the traffic went on for 3 weeks in the middle of the summer of 2009. And all I can say is thank God that I had an air conditioner and a bedroom in the back of the house, because it was like going through my introduction of hell. The street is barely large enough for garbage trucks, and the side street off of which the well was located is even smaller. This was the access for the drilling. So you can imagine how much abuse my neighbor's tree lawn suffered for these huge trucks trying to turn around on the street. Everyone in my neighborhood, whether they gave permission or not, was exposed to the chemicals used in fracking fluids, the dust from the drilling, the 24/7 noise and lights, the radiation brought up from the ground by the drilling process. Had I been smarter, I would have used a before and after radon test kit, because the radiation that's kicked up from the drilling can include radon isotopes, barium isotopes, iodine isotopes. Iodine, in fact, radioactive iodine is the main cause of thyroid cancer. And the levels of these isotopes in the effluent has been tested at some sites and found to be 260 times the legal limit for air and 3,200 times the legal limit for drinking water. I was especially